Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is the face of someone who's about to go on a long European journey. Welcome to my channel. This is an excited person. This is the face of an excited person. I've been babbling since. Please, people should just subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'm here to tell you how you can get a Schengen visa as an international student, particularly as a Nigerian. Well, basically as an international student that has no affiliation with Europe. So I'll tell you what you need to do, how you need to get it done, the documents that you need. I've been babbling. Please pardon me. I'm not going to start this video again. I'm just going to continue. So I'm going to tell you how to get a Schengen visa if you're an international student studying in the UK. So first of all, you want to pick a country that you want to start your process on time. That's the first thing. So if you're looking to travel if you have been in the you have to be in the country for at least 3 months before you can apply for a Schengen visa. I say so because you need to have shown a UK account statement for 3 months before the day that you're going for your interview slash thumbprinting or submission of documents, because you're not exactly doing an interview, you're just submitting your documents. So you need to have been in the country for at least 3 months. If you know you're going to travel in August, for instance, and you want to do your application, or you want to go and submit your documents in July, because they say that it takes 3 weeks at least for your passport to get back to you if you apply for a Schengen visa. But in my own case, it took less than a week. I think that was because I did my application in the not peak period. So summer holidays are almost over. People have returned to their bases and people are not exactly applying for visas now. So I think that's why my passport came back in less than a week. And I picked a country that I think does not have a lot of people wanting to go there at this time. A lot of people who want to go to France or want to go to Paris on their first visit. So I decided to go somewhere else that did not have, that I didn't think that a lot of people want to go to. So I picked Spain. They have, excuse me, so they have a submission point at Edinburgh. Edinburgh is closest to me. They have one in Manchester. They have one in London, of course. They have where else? That's what I can remember. So if you go to this website, I'll put the link in the description box of this video. If you go to that website, it's BLS. That's what it's called. So it's not actually the Spanish embassy. It's like TLS, or like what's the other one? It's like TLS. I mean, everybody's familiar with TLS because UK visa. So it's like TLS, like a body that does the collection of documents for the embassy. So they have one in Edinburgh. When you go to the website, it will show you where it will ask you what region of the UK you're in, and it will direct you to the part that is the office that is closest to you. So I live in Northumberland. Newcastle is in Northumberland. So the closest place to me was Edinburgh. So I went to Edinburgh. So the documents that you need a bank statement, and for the proof of funds, well, the way to calculate proof of funds is that most of these websites, they tell you how much it is that you should have in a day. So if you're going to stay for approximately how much you need to spend in a day. So if you're going to stay for, say, a week, to calculate the amount of money that you need in your account, you have to have that amount that they say is what you need for a day. You have to have it times 1 week and some extra, because you don't want to tell them that all the money that you have, you want to go and spend it there, and then when you finish, you are going to be flat broke. You don't want to do that. And then you have your accommodation. You have to have booked your accommodation. You can go to booking.com. You don't need to pay until you get to the accommodation, but you need to, if you're not going to use that accommodation, you need to cancel it before the date that they say you should cancel it. I'm digressing. You go to booking.com or whatever site is more convenient for you, book an accommodation, because you need to show proof of accommodation reservation to the embassy. You need to show it to them. Flights is one of the most important things. I find that this is really difficult because most of the time you need to actually pay the money that they've asked you, like pay the ticket money for you to get a reservation or for you to get a ticket. I checked YouTube upside down looking for how to do it. So most of the airlines have actually blocked that part where you can actually just reserve a ticket and not pay for it. They blocked it. So what I did was I used an agent. So the agents have like a link with most of these airlines, so they can actually reserve a ticket, an actual reservation of a ticket for you, but you have to pay a little fee. I paid £20 for the reservation. I'm not going to use it. I can't use that ticket, or I just cannot use the ticket. I'm sure that I can't use the ticket. So it was just for embassy purposes. So you have to have a reservation, a flight reservation. You have to have your accommodation booked for the period that you are trying to go. For the period that you're going to stay, you have to have accommodation. You have to have your bank statement 3 months before 3 months back before the date that you're going to submit your documents. So I would say that if you're going to one country, for instance, you should have at least £1,000 in your account. You have to have an insurance. I bought my insurance from Aliens, and it was pretty straightforward. I just went to their website, put the date that I was going to travel for and the country that I was going to go to. So they ask you on the Aliens website, they'll give you three countries to pick. But the prerequisite from the embassy is that the insurance that you're buying is supposed to cover all Schengen regions. So you need to ask the you call the insurance company after you have purchased an insurance cover, or after you have bought a deal. You need to call them and tell them they should send you a letter that states that the insurance that you have bought covers all Schengen countries, and not only the country that you have picked. That's very important. So you need to tell them to give you that letter, and then you attach it together when you go to submit at the embassy. So you have your insurance as well. You have what else do I have to get? You have your school letter. So you need to go you're on your school portal. There's somewhere called letter request. I don't know what school you're going to, but my school, on your portal, there's a place called letter request. You click on it, you see different requests. If you're trying to open a bank account, the letter is there. If you're trying to if you're trying to get job, there's a letter there. So there's a list of letters. So you go to the one that says embassy letter, you print that letter. Then for my school, you have individual states in the Schengen region. So you can print, let's say, to the Spanish consulate. So you want to print that. One mistake that I made was that the first time I was applying for a Schengen visa, I was supposed to go to 2 countries, and then I couldn't find a reservation for my flight, or for a flight from Berlin. I went to the German embassy. I couldn't find a flight that I could reserve, or I just didn't think that I should reserve it because there's a train route, but the ticket I found on that day was like about £200, over £200. It didn't make any sense for me to buy that ticket when I wasn't even sure of the date I was traveling, or if I was even going to be granted the visas. So what you need to do is, what I think you should do, what I would advise you to do is, even if you have plans of going to multiple Schengen countries, focus on the one country that you are going to. That way you will not incur too much cost. Assuming I said in my application that, I was going to go to Spain, I was going to go to Germany. When I get to the embassy, I have to show my itinerary that shows that I'm going from Spain to Germany, and then from Germany back to Newcastle. So that means I have to show a flight or a train or a ferry or whatever means of transportation I'm trying to use to enter into Germany. I have to show it, and then I have to show the flight that comes back. So as opposed to that, pick one country that you're applying to. Let all your itinerary revolve around that country. So that way you don't need to show transportation from one Schengen region to the other. I hope that's clear. Pick one country, focus on it. Do not put in your application that you're traveling to various places, because that's what's going to complicate issues for you, and it will make you to spend more at that time, because you're not even sure of the date that you're going to travel. So I got the visa that was given. So it varies. It goes from 1 month to I even heard that they gave someone 1 week. 1 month, 1 week, 3 months. So you can get anyone. So you just have to make sure that you are ready to travel when you say that you're ready to travel. So you're going to submit your school letter, your bank statements, your proof of accommodation, proof of insurance, proof of flights booked or reservation. What else did I submit? Your BRP. So you want to make sure that your BRP is not expiring for at least 3 months before you get back. So say I'm going to travel in October. If I'm going to travel in October and my BRP is expiring in November, I wouldn't be granted the visa. They won't give me the visa. So you need to make sure that your BRP is at least 3 months to is more than 3 months to his expiration before you go for the visa. Yes, that's about it. So when you go to submit your documents, you want to make sure that you're on time. Because what happened to me in the German embassy, my mind also, I missed my train first of all from Newcastle to Edinburgh, so I was already destabilized. And when I got to Edinburgh, I forgot that I was supposed to be going to TLS or VSF Center. I went to the German consulate instead, and that was like far off from town. And it was the buses don't go there so often, and it was really far. Before I got back, I was already late, and it destabilized me, and they almost didn't let me enter. In fact, they didn't let me enter. It was just by the grace of God. And when I finally entered, it was one issue after the other, and that was how I didn't go on that trip again. They didn't even collect my documents. So you want to make sure that you're there. You give yourself ample time to sit down, relax, and do what you need to do. Get all your documents in check, relax, and make sure that relax. When you finish, get back home and they'll send your documents to you. So I paid £108 for the visa. That includes courier for my passport to be sent back to me. So it's £108 I paid for that. It depends on where you're going to. Of course, you have to buy a train ticket to the center. If you're coming from another city, if the center isn't in your city, you have to buy a train ticket. I mean, it varies, so you can check. I have a train card, so you can buy a rail card. It's £30. That way you get discounts when you are buying tickets. So yeah, there's that. What else do you need to know? Well, so I got my visa. That's it. That's all about it. And then you get your visa and you're ready to travel and explore the world. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If there's anything that I haven't mentioned in this video of what you need to know to get a Schengen visa as an international student, put it in the comment section, ask the question. I would answer. Goodbye and God bless. Hi guys, this is the excited face of someone who is about to go on a long vacation. Maybe not long, but short, plenty countries without